Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth.
All right. Alrighty. How's everybody in the chat doing? Let me know if the audio is good. Let me know in the chat. Dining great? Are you eating? Are you eating lunch or dinner right now, Robert? And the audio sounds good as always. All right. Oh, you meant doing good. That's okay. That's what I thought. Hello, Abe, Animation, Kawaii-mation, and Anitoonimation. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. I have here with how's your Christmas? Christmas was good this year. It was definitely good this year. Hung out with some family, and we had like a great big feast and everything. So it was great. It was good. But I have here with me ThatOneSnail, aka Swirly, aka Alex.
I have too many names. I gotta change that.
Yeah, you have so many names. It's so true. But yeah. Alex is in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Second appearance. Second time.
Appearance, yes.
Hopefully I'm not blowing everybody's eardrums out.
No, I don't think you are. I think you're good.
Okay, alright.
Why is his voice so loud? You're trolling. I don't think you are.
I really hope you're trolling, because I don't want to deal with that, because that was the problem last time.
Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Yes. Oh my god, I'm on screen again. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another Regularjosh1 stream. So, Alex, how are you doing today?
Doing well. I just wanted to pop in before the year ended and try this out one more time just to chat to the chat. Chat to the chat. Yeah, that's like a mouthful, Jesus. One more time before the year ended.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe we got like what, 5 more days until the year's ended.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man. Not January, but December. Like when it comes to Christmas, is always like a shock to me that we're almost at the end of the year. Like literally, when Christmas is here, it's 1 week away until we're in the next year. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This year, in my opinion, went on for way too long. I can't wait to be done with it. I need a reset.
God, don't we all need a reset, man?
Yeah, I know.
Good Lord. Ugh. I'm just gonna be honest. I would love to hope that next year is a better year, but I don't know. I can't be too confident in that, you know?
Right.
That's because it's been a mess. I mean, again, in my personal life, I can't say too much, but at the same time, like, just in general, things have been insane. So, yeah. I mean, especially for you, like, Christ, we don't have to get into that if you don't want to, but
let's just say it's a mess, and I'm still trying to recuperate from all of it.
Yep. Now, shit, I was gonna ask, speaking of Christmas, how's your Christmas? But you've already told me about how your Christmas was, and it's like, well, actually, part of your Christmas was good, because you did that, hibachi place.
Yes, hibachi is very good.
And that was like the second time that you've had something like that?
Yeah, I had it one time when my birthday in 2021. That was 2019. My bad. I get my years mixed up. That was the first time I tried hibachi. That was really good.
Nice. And was it the same place or was it different?
No, it was a different location, but pretty much the same concept. You know, chefs cooking in front of you, doing fire tricks and whatnot, tossing broccoli in your mouth like we're dolphins or something. But okay, sure.
Yeah, that's part of the show, man. That's never happened to me. I mean, usually, like, when I would tend to go to Benihana's, that's the only place that I would know of that does, like, hibachi stuff. At least around me. But Usually, like, they would do, like, I think, like, an egg or something. And kind of just toss it. Like a piece of scrambled egg and toss it into your mouth.
Right. Just want to let the chat know right now, I am dog sitting for my uncle and aunt right now. So if you hear a dog randomly barking in the background or doing dog things, that's why. I can't really control her sometimes. She just does whatever she wants. So
yeah, I already started hearing her and I was like, oh boy.
yeah, she's seeing something out the window right now. I don't know what, but she usually barks at anything that moves on the street outside. So
it must be a squirrel.
I don't know. She barks at anything. So I don't want to set her off. So I'm just leaving her be.
Yeah. All right. So, damn, I'm not even sure what I want to ask you right now.
Zootopia 2!
Yeah, let's just jump into it. Zootopia 2.
This has been very...
I did see somebody else in the chat mention that they saw Zootopia 2 over the weekend.
I believe it was Robert. He mentioned that he just saw it during the weekend.
It might have been Abe Crack, I think.
Abe Crack, yeah, it was. My bad. Yeah, Abe Crack said he saw it last weekend.
Yeah, okay, and he just said it was fantastic. Yes, it definitely was a fantastic movie. I freaking loved it. I had to watch... basically... No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. That's basically the general consensus everyone is having right now, because I don't see much of anyone complaining about it. It's the most solid Disney movie in years, and obviously the best theatrical sequel they've had to date. There's nothing that comes close, in my opinion, honestly.
Agreed. Like, and I knew that I wasn't the only one that felt this as well, but it's like the greatest movie Disney has come out with since Encanto.
And that seems to be the general opinion as well. Because there's people that, again, we've said this before, there are people that like Raya, there are people that tolerate Wish, even though most of it is hatred. But but the general opinion is that it has not been as good since Encanto.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't Strange World also like...
But notice how I didn't even include that because of how forgettable that movie is.
Yeah.
in itself, as I was mentioning past Disney movies, I had forgotten to mention Strange World just now.
I haven't even seen the damn movie, and yet I remembered Strange World. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to watch, like, the first movie, or at least parts of the first movie to kind of get caught up on it, because I haven't seen that since
it missed the first 20 minutes.
2016. Yeah, I did miss the first 20 minutes. I did.
Can't believe you. God, it was so insulting. I get it. You know what the first 20 minutes are like, but man...
Yeah, I think Zootopia 3 is going to happen. Oh, definitely. Absolutely. Like, the way that Zootopia 2 ended, there's no way that that's the last movie. They're definitely making a third one.
The director, Brian Howard, I believe, or Jared Bush, one of the two, he already confirmed he did the first sketches for Zootopia 3 already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm assuming is starting on the design of, one of the characters. Should I even mention the ending scene of Zootopia 2? Do you think it's spoilers, or...
I don't think
it's...
Well, I did mention, like, if we're talking about Zootopia 2, we might be going into spoilers.
Right.
So, as long as they don't milk the Zootopia franchise, we should be fine. I don't think they're going to be able to anyway, because, like, at the same time, we have to also think about, Jason Bateman as well. Like, he's in his 50s, late 50s, I think. So, who knows how much longer he could actually do, like, Nick Wilde as a character. We don't know. Even at the same time, you got some of the people who still do, like, Mike Wazowski in Monsters, Inc., and he's, like, in his 70s. So... And he still sounds good as Mike Wazowski, too. Like, I think the last time he did it was for, like, a football game that Disney XD was putting on, where they have, like, that
wasn't the football ad. I think that's an old video, actually.
Well, no, like, they had like a game, I think 2 weeks ago, I believe.
Oh, there's something else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that I wasn't aware about. I thought, because there's a lot of people that got confused when they replayed that Monsters, Inc. ad during the football game or whatever. Like, oh, they animated something new, but it was actually just something they did years ago, and they just restored it in HD and re-aired it again.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I thought you were mentioning that.
Yeah, but they also on Christmas they also did like they did the same thing for like a basketball game.
Yeah.
But it was like with Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and even Stitch.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Which is very interesting. I can imagine, since I think ABC is the one that has like the rights to do the Super Bowl now, I can imagine that's probably what they're going to do with the Super Bowl this year. Which will be interesting. Is it going to be as good as how Nickelodeon did it? I don't know. We don't know, but it's still an interesting concept, though. Like, I'm sure kids probably have, like, a fun time watching that. Because they're like, oh my gosh, there's Mickey with the football, and he made a touchdown, and now, you know. So, yeah. If they're even interested in that, I don't know.
Right. All right, so back to Zootopia 2. Do you think it's good enough to talk about the whole movie, or because it's been a month? I'm pretty sure people have seen it by this point. So.
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, like, if people are in the chat and they haven't seen it, get out if you haven't. I don't know. If you're okay with it being spoiled, if you haven't seen Zootopia 2, then stick around.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to like talk about the whole plot right away. I just want to continue what I was basically saying from before. I think one of the directors already confirmed they are making Zootopia 3 with the sketches because, I mean, they have to start developing characters because at the end of Zootopia 2, we see a feather fall down.
Yeah.
So we got birds coming for Zootopia 3. I that was one of the first things I actually mentioned to Josh the second I got out of the theaters. I said, how is that going to actually work? How are they going to explain it this time? Because they came up with such a fantastic explanation as to why reptiles are excluded in the first film and to the second as it was. But then, okay, is the same thing going to happen with the third with the birds? You know, is there going to be an eagle that is on the loose? Oh my God, where'd they come from? And then they're going to meet someone who's in the sky or something, you know?
That's a good point. Yeah, like
how do they just explain that one? Are they like, oh yeah, no, there's birds all along. Just look up the sky, and there's like a floating city or something.
Right. Unless like that city was, yeah. How would that work? Because like obviously that entire world is filled with talking animals and stuff. So you would have to wonder. Now, I guess what would be interesting is if like this world with like. Well, I mean, just because they're birds doesn't mean they're going to be living in the sky at the same time, you know? Like, they would ideally also be on the ground, too, but...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but
design-wise, it would make sense.
Yeah, but it would be kind of interesting if they were living in the sky, and just imagine, like, they were in, like, a cloud, like, city, and it's just drifting the entire time, and then finally they go over Zootopia, and that's the first time that anyone's heard of birds and avians and stuff. That would be weird. I don't think that would make for a good plot, but like that would be silly.
The thing is, it kind of feels like it's going in that direction because no one in Zootopia 1 or 2 has ever directly mentioned avians at all or shown any visual identity to it whatsoever.
That's true, yeah.
So it feels like they're gonna have to be like, what is that? Oh, is that a bird? Oh, we haven't seen those in years. Oh, you know, it's gonna be, if anything, it feels like it's gonna be a repeat of the second, which is getting me a little nervous. So I really hope they take their time to iron out what they want to do with this, because to just drop a feather like that out of nowhere means they're definitely gonna go through with it. But I mean, the matter is how they get there.
I mean, I'm sure, like, I mean, considering that Zootopia 2 is taking them like almost 10 years to make. I'm pretty sure, especially since they ended, you know, the movie with the feather falling into place. I'm sure they already, like, they had to have had, like, some sort of game plan where it's like, okay, we want to come out with 2 movies, but we're going to do this with the reptiles, and then we're going to do something with the birds. So, like, Lord knows how long they probably developed because I can imagine it's possible that we could end up getting a Zootopia 3 movie within 5 years. I'm not saying in 5 years, but within 5 years. And so they, within that time, they probably already have like a base outline of where they want to go with, you know, the bird subplot, or, well, not subplot, but, you know, the introduction of avians and probably how they want to do it. And it would still be all like concepts, of course, because things could definitely change from when they probably started talking about it all the way, like, maybe a couple years ago to when they actually start writing down the script and all of that stuff, so it is definitely going to be interesting to see how they handle this. But yeah, I'm very curious about it. I'm also curious about, like, especially since we had, like, such a big, I guess, I don't know if I would say closure is the correct term for, like, Judy and Nick, right? But I kind of wonder, because, like, I think a big thing about Zootopia is the relationship between Nick and Judy. You know what I mean? We like seeing them play off with each other, and we like seeing their companionship, I guess you could say. So it would be interesting to see, like, where exactly would they take it in Zootopia 3? And how
Absolutely.
would that possibly connect with avians? You know what I mean? Because because the whole thing, because I remember reading somewhere where, like, Zootopia 2 with, like, the reptiles, somehow, like, I guess the relationship between Nick and Judy kind of connects in a way with what was going on with the avians or something. I mean, not avians, the reptiles or something. I don't know. That was something I remember reading, like, a while ago.
What's a bird that they would do that would be good for, like, a main character? Because we had Gary, who was the snake, obviously. They could have gone with an alligator. They could have gone with, like, a giant lizard or whatever, but they went with a snake. If they are going to make birds the main focus of Zootopia 3 and make one as a main character to introduce, to tag along with them, what would be, like, a marketable breed or species?
I already see an eagle.
Eagle would be fine, but it's also like generic. Like, you would expect an eagle. Like, of course they would choose
Fair.
eagle.
I think, like, well, it's gonna be interesting because I'm pretty sure for them they would want it to be some sort of bird that's probably similar to the size of Judy, maybe if not bigger. It would be interesting if it was a tiny, like, canary or something just flying around. Like, I think that would be interesting if that was the main character. Even though they could technically do that.
Yeah. The thing is that I don't mean to sound biased here because of my character, my owl. But I'm thinking they should go with an owl. Only because owls have this mysterious shade to them. When they're always in the darkness, they're always hiding, and they always have this intimidating presence. If they are going to go with the concept of, say, we haven't seen birds in the millions of years or whatever, I won't say millions, but a long time, and then one appears out of the blue and seems to always be hiding or whatever, I feel like an owl would be one of the more better choices.
True. I also could technically see them making an owl a villain, possibly. For the exact reasons that you stated.
Yeah, but that in itself can also be typical, though, because owls can have this intimidating presence, like I had just mentioned, that can lend itself to a decent villain design. But that also brings me to another discussion when it comes to the villain. This is now twice that they've done a twist villain reveal. Would you think they would actually go ahead and do that yet a third time?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because 3 times in a row, it would be expected by that point. In my opinion, I think they should switch it up yet again for the third.
I think so. Yeah, like,
just to keep the audience surprised.
You would have to try to make, like, the third movie different from the first two. I think they did a pretty good job with the second movie making it fairly different than the first one. But I think, like, the third one, they would really have to, like, switch things up. I don't know fully how they would do. Well, I think maybe if they wanted to make it different, and maybe not, like, don't make it into, like, a mystery kind of film.
True.
Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I agree as well. The second movie's mystery is more intriguing than the first in a way where the first movie is something you would come to expect. It's animals are reverting back to feral form. Of course, you would kind of expect that because you see animals interacting in a society with prey and predator. You would think, oh, how's that going to work? So it kind of feels typical in that aspect. Whereas the second one, it goes a lot more deeper than that because it's about the lore of Zootopia itself, the founder, and the Linksleys, how they control everything on this West District and all that, and how this book is hidden because of this and that. It's a lot more things to unravel, which makes it more of a more interesting story. But in it itself, it's already another mystery. So for a third film, oh my god, how would they do that? A more
Yeah.
straightforward story. It has to be a mystery. That's the thing, because that's kind of what the coattail of what the series is hanging on right now. Because
That's true.
you know, they seem that that's what the gimmick is going with when it comes to the storytelling of these movies so far. Is it is a crack the case movie? They're buddy cop movies. You know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like,
So they hit.
honestly, as long as like the mystery is still like very intriguing, and even if it's a shocking one, I think I would be fine with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not tired of that trope, I guess you would say. I just like it can't be any less than what the past two were. You know.
Right.
But I mean, I think another question to kind of bring up here, right? Because there has been themes with Zootopia. The first one, obviously, was Predator versus Prey. Second one, of course, reptiles, which were essentially, I guess you could say, like maybe immigrants or so. I think probably how they would put it. So what angle would they go with avians? I think that's the real question.
Yeah, man, I have no idea. I'm really not sure what they could possibly do.
Yeah.
It's just by having a feather fall on the windowsill, it's enough to pretty much make you think about anything that any idea can be right. You know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm very curious about like how they would do a Zootopia 3. Again, that's gonna be like most likely 5 years from now.
Oh yeah.
But it definitely will be like we don't even need to question that it's gonna happen. It's 100% going to happen because they made like over $1 billion at the box office, beating out Lilo and Stitch. Thank God. So
and there's so many people that compare it to like Moana 2, like, oh, Moana 2 also made $1 billion. You know, they're not just gonna ignore that too. The difference is that Moana 2 made a lot of money but didn't do well with critics. Zootopia 2 is not only critically successful, it's commercially successful. That's what Disney's looking for.
And not just that, but Zootopia was a full-on fresh like story. Whereas you could probably say the same with Moana 2. The difference is that Moana 2 was originally Moana the series.
The series, yes.
So
exactly.
So the thing is, even if you can congratulate Disney for making $1 billion with Moana 2, they did that because they knew it was going to make over $1 billion. Like, Moana is a huge franchise. And even then, we're already getting a freaking live action remake, which I still think is too soon.
Yeah, and it is too soon. That's the stupidest thing. Yeah. That's really the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Like,
I can't believe they're doing that.
Yeah, it's so annoying. And then we're already gonna get one for Tangled at some point. Bambi is supposed to get a live action remake. It's like, and I already am afraid of how they're even gonna do Bambi. Not even like with the story and the changes or everything. How are they going to make the characters look?
Well, it's going to be photorealistic like the Lion King movies.
Unfortunately.
The thing that scares me with Bambi especially is that the first film, the original, is very style over substance, and that's something that I've come to accept about it over the years. I've always said that Bambi is like my favorite animated movie of all time, but that was until I rewatched it last year, where I still admire it as, you know, beautiful art and all, but there isn't much substance to it. There's not much dialogue in the movie. The characters talk, but it's really just the visuals telling the story. And if you actually look at the dialogue, there's actually like not that much pages in the script. So to translate that into modern day age in a live action remake, you just know they're going to throw so much dialogue this time around. They're going to add so much to the script, make it overly long than it needs to be. The original film was only an hour and 10 minutes. They're going to make it like an hour 52. They're going to throw a whole subplot of something. I don't know. An example of this is Bambi 2, where they decided to switch it up, make it more entertaining for kids, give it a lot more dialogue, give it a lot more personality. I get that. But at the same time, you sacrificed what the original film was trying to do, which was be more artful in its presentation. I feel like they're just going to do the same thing there, but in a way where it makes it a little more uglier to look at, because, again, they do expressionless animals this time around. Like the first Lion King live action remake? Or are they gonna?
Probably.
Are they gonna pull a Mufasa route?
Honestly, I think they're probably gonna do the Mufasa route because I think the first movie kind of got torn to shreds because of the fact that they didn't have expressions in the first movie. And the funny thing is, they were originally gonna do that. I've seen concept art of the characters looking how they do, but with like subtle expressions. And when I saw that, that kind of pissed me off because it was like, why didn't you stick with that? I mean, I don't think it would have made the movie much better. The movie would have still been crap, but like at least it would have made it look better, you know, instead of having that scene where Simba is looking at Mufasa falling off a cliff and he's just like, no! Oh my God.
Woo! Yeah, no, every time I look back at the remake, I like it less and less. I mean, even when I first watched it, I was like, it's definitely not as good as the first, but it's not that bad. Then I watched it a couple more times, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of faltering.
I just hope that if they do Bambi, they don't go in the route of Mufasa, where almost so many shots were like in a wide angle shot right up to the characters' faces.
It's because of the director's style. Yeah, the director, ugly. That's a style in certain films, but it just doesn't work with CGI animation.
No, it makes them look even like they're supposed to look realistic, but they look so fake, and it's I hate it.
Yeah, it's an awkward blend for sure.
Yeah, I'll be right back just very quickly. I'm gonna turn some more lights on because it is kind of getting a bit dark, but if there's anything you have to say, you can continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny that you actually mentioned Mufasa. I've watched more reviews of it over the past month. Man, it is such a nothing burger of a story. I mean, there's so many changes they've done that I just can't accept. Oh, the love triangle with Scar and Sarabi, man.
Oh my God, that
I can't.
The fact that that's
the way
why
Pride Rock is formed.
Oh jeez, no.
The bye lion.
Bye.
Woo!
Look, I haven't seen the movie. I've seen reviews of that movie because I kind of refuse to really watch any of the Disney live action remakes unless I can see it for free. And even then, I barely take the opportunity to do that. But
yeah, because it would feel like a waste of time.
Exactly, absolutely. It's like, why watch this? Here's a difference. How to Train Your Dragon live action film, you could technically make the same argument with that because that's the exact same film as the animated one, but it's still a fun movie to watch. I don't mind watching that one again. Like, I think they did a really, really, really good job with that film. Even if it is technically pointless, because again, it's just the same as the animated movie. But still, I had a fun time watching it. And I thought that, for what it is, it was a good movie. I can't say that for any of the other live action films that Disney has done, because, and it's mainly because from what I have seen, they also make so many unnecessary changes to the story. I guess to try to not excuse the long runtime or something, but to try to justify the long runtime, maybe, I don't know, or to be like, well, we're trying to make the movies a little different or something, blah blah blah. And fine, you can make certain additions to stories, that's always welcomed, but they never do a good job at it. Like, they make some dumb changes. Like Lilo and Stitch is the biggest one. That's the one I can really only talk about. And Mulan, making her into a freaking unstoppable 10-year-old girl, and then she grows up already having so much chi, and she can really she can't make any mistakes. She's not afraid of anything. She can kick anyone's ass at any point and blah blah blah. And it's like, why even make that change? It's so stupid. And because when I would watch like the first Mulan movie, I love how she's a regular woman, right? And she's going into the army to fight on behalf of her father because her father's injured. And like, she literally like is going into this not knowing how to fight. At the time she was a woman, she didn't fight. You know what I mean? But but also a lot of the other men didn't know how to fight either. And while they were getting better, she was still kind of behind, but she still, at the very least, was still determined to make something of herself in that army. And so she did the work to be able to be just as good as the other men that are in the army. And that's such a great freaking message, and they took that away from the remake. And it's like, why would you do that? It's stupid.
The thing is, I never watched the Mulan remake, only because I like the original fine enough, but I didn't have much interest in the remake to, care to see it. But then I started seeing how torn apart it was getting, and how unfaithful it was to the original, and the changes being way for the worse about the whole chi stuff and all that. That's when I feel like the remake was really getting bad. Like, getting bad, because you know what happened a year later? The Pinocchio remake.
Right. Oh
it really started getting bad at that point.
That one was terrible.
in my opinion, that's the worst one so far. Still.
Yikes.
Yeah. So anyways, Zootopia 2 was great.
Yeah, we're going all over the place. Yeah.
We went in this long tangent about ranting about remakes again. But back to Zootopia 2. Yeah. Mr. Joshua over here, you got to see this at the El Capitan Theater because you live like 2 seconds away from it. Not jealous about that whatsoever. Me, I had to wait a whole week. I had to avoid spoilers like the plague online, as usual. And I finally saw it on a Saturday.
That was honestly why I ended up seeing it the day it came out, because I was like, there's no way I want this movie to be spoiled for me. Like, that was a big thing for me. I was like, I am not getting this thing spoiled.
I think Robert mentioned in the chat the stream is lagging.
Oh, that is amazing. Of course the stream's going to be lagging.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, now it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. That's not okay. All right. Well, we'll continue. Let me check my phone. But honestly, you can continue speaking.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that the theater was full of kids, and great. Great.
No, it looks fine on my end.
Oh, so it's fine on your end?
Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, all right, cool. But yeah, yeah, that's right, because he had to essentially wait. What? It was a week. What was it? No, it was that weekend, wasn't it? That you?
No, it was a whole week I had to wait, and then I finally got to see it on a Saturday morning. I went really early on purpose, thinking, okay, maybe families won't go this early. No, they did. The whole theater was full of kids. There was a dad with a baby strapped to his chest.
I think, like, you should not be taking babies to movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless it's Coco Melon, don't take them to the movie theaters, for God's sake.
What the hell was that movie that came out like 10, 12 years ago? The Oogie Loves and the Big Balloon Adventure or something?
Oh my God.
That is where you take babies to.
I can't believe you remember that.
I remember it because I remember seeing the poster for it when I went to go see The Amazing Spider-Man at the time. I'm like, what the hell? They're playing Nick Jr. movies in the theaters now? Like, what is this? That is a movie we take 2-year-olds to.
Exactly.
Not Zootopia 2. Just because it has cartoon animals on the screen doesn't mean you have to bring babies to it. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because, like, look, if they want to watch it, that's fine. But, like, have them watch it at home. Because,
right. Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, like, it sucks when you're at a movie theater and you're trying to enjoy the movie and then there's a baby crying. You know what I mean? Like, no thank you.
It's just ironic that I mentioned the baby because it didn't even cry or make any noise at all throughout the entire film. My issue was actually this one little boy that had the most giant pair of headphones of all time, and I'm trying to focus on the movie, and I see his head pop up in the corner of the screen every so often. He keeps standing up.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me about this.
Yeah, I see this Q-shaped little ass kid just popping up, and I'm like, okay, I can't. All right, he's not sitting down, so I'm just trying my best to ignore him as best as I could.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Right. Besides that, though, this was actually the first time I saw an animated movie in IMAX. I've never went to an IMAX showing in general. I wanted to make it more of a special experience, and again, I was surprised that many families decide to go to a specific IMAX showing, I thought they would just choose the most basic standard option. But okay, never mind, I guess.
I don't. Was IMAX even like more expensive than the standard or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. Not by a whole bunch, like not a $25 difference, of course, but
Right.
it is more pricier than the standard ticket.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, no. The first half of the film, I loved and everything, but I was also telling myself, yeah, I love this, but I think I still prefer the first movie. But it wasn't until after they left, they went down the tubes, and Judy went down the one where you're gonna lose air and all that, and they started climbing up the mountain. Should I say this? Spoilers? Screw it. The carrot pen breaks.
We're doing spoilers.
Yeah, the carrot pen breaks, and the quiet scene that they share without any music coming in, no words, no nothing. They just looked at each other and shut up because they were arguing at that point. They just realized they effed up, and then she just continued onward. He was like let down.
Yeah.
By that point going forward,
wasn't it more so? I mean, because technically, well, I don't know if you can really say it was his fault, but it was more so that like or at the very least, when I saw how I saw it, she, I guess, was a bit like upset at him with that,
yeah.
even though she didn't really say anything though, but you could tell since it did slip out of his hands.
Yeah,
because
but he was also
did
he was
pull it out and kind of tease her with it with the "I'm a dumb bunny" line.
Right. He was instigating.
Yeah.
And then it was a direct problem with the both of them, which is the overall theme of the movie. Can they actually work together? There's a direct clash going on where they're not agreeing with everything they're doing.
Right.
That scene was the epitome of that. And then what followed up with that was when she was almost about to reveal to him that I don't think this is going to work out for us. And then the whole house splits in two.
Yeah.
And I pointed this out before when Josh first rewatched the movie the day before he saw Zootopia 2. When she apologizes to Nick underneath the tunnel, and he accepts it, opens up his arms, she walks out of the shadow into the light and hugs him. I'm like, see, that's visual metaphor. Do you see what I'm doing there? And and Josh was like, oh wow, I didn't never notice that before. The scene where the building splits in two right after that scene happens is a little on the nose, but I still love that they did that because it was so thematically perfect.
That's true. That's actually very true.
Right. This is another key of visual storytelling that I love that they put there.
Yeah. And only you, like, I mean, you're very huge in the movie, so of course you would notice that. I'm someone, I guess you could say I kind of view movies somewhat surface level-ish. I think, at least I tend to, so I don't always pick up on that stuff.
Right. Yeah, no, I've been watching movie critic reviews for the last 5 years or so, and it's helped me understand and analyze movies in a way where I can appreciate them more just by little subtlety scenes, little details that otherwise people would not notice that I find I appreciate, that makes me enjoy the movie that much more. So just seeing that right away in the theater, I was like, damn!
Yeah.
One aspect of the movie that I will say, I wouldn't say it's a negative. It's just something that I wish I could have had more of. Gary.
Yeah, honestly, I agree. He wasn't really that much of like a main character in this movie. I
remember when the trailer first came out, or the posters or whatever, there was this meme that was being shared on TikTok that eventually made its way on Instagram and whatnot. Someone put text on the screen like, let me guess, they're going to go on a goofy adventure with this snake who's super annoying and super quirky, and then they go on a big-ass adventure or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. That was kind of the thing that it led you to think it was going to be, but really, he wasn't really there. He was more present in the second half.
Right. Which, I mean, I think kind of, like, makes sense, but I think maybe, like, they could have, we could have spent more time with him, at least in the sense of, like, having Judy and Gary, like, spend way more time with each other. You know what I mean? So, like, at the very least, you could kind of learn way more about Gary as a character and why we should sympathize with him a bit more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because as far as we know about him, he just says he wants to help his family, and that's it.
Right.
He seems like a nice guy. He wants to do the right thing. He's not trying to hurt anyone. He's not doing anything for malicious gain. So, okay, that's a likable trait. He's very, very friendly. He likes to ask for permission for a hug, you know?
Yeah.
So at least those are attributes we know about him. But by the end, it just seems like another client that Judy had to help. And except in this case, it was a really big client.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, I don't know. But I still like him a lot. I don't dislike his character at all. He was great.
Yeah,
I wanted more of him.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, fully agreed. What did you think about, I was gonna go in a different direction here, but now, what do you think about Nibbles?
I love Nibbles. She's great. She was one of the first early characters that was teased back when the movie was first being announced at what, D23? Like almost a year and a half ago? It was that clip where she talks to the Walrus guy. No, hey bub, 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 all that. Yeah. I didn't think she would be that much of a presence in the movie, though. I thought she was just going to be for that one scene, but she's a pretty important side character that's actually a part of the team.
Yeah, same. Like I was surprised that she was in the movie for as much as she was.
Yeah, I thought once they went down the water tubes, they were gonna exit to that part, and then they wouldn't show her again until like the end credits or something. But nope, she comes right back in the second half.
Because in the promo, you that's kind of all you see her at, you know, just in that particular environment. You don't see her anywhere else.
Right. But then she teams up with Nick, and then Judy teams up with Gary. And along with Gary, we have Poppert. And that's all anybody's been talking about for the past month.
I was going to mention Poppert, but then I was like, no, let's talk about Nibbles first. Then we can go to Poppert.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, no, I love Nibbles. She's a great side character. I mentioned this to you also after I got out seeing the movie. The part where they went to the Burning Mammal Festival instead of Burning Man.
Oh, yeah.
And the weather doors before they separate from the hot to the cold. Right when Nick and Nibbles go in there, the door closes as she goes in and locks him out for a second. And I was like, oh wait, don't tell me they're going to do a twist villain route with Nibbles. Because that's what it kind of felt like it was setting up at first. Because why all of a sudden does the door shut? Perfect timing right when after she goes in and not him, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But then the door opens up and she's like, oh no, the door closed on me. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they're trying to divert expectations here.
We didn't know about Poppert at that point, did we?
No, yeah. No, Poppert wasn't officially revealed yet. No. It was actually like a few moments later, because by that point, Judy, Nick, and Poppert were already in that facility where they were up to the cameras and everything to locate the lighthouse.
Yeah.
That was buried in the snow. So while that was going on, they were still making their way in.
Right.
So if anything, it's also a perfect lead up too, because you would think that she would be the twist villain there, but then it's revealed like a few moments later. Boom, Poppert.
Yep.
Speaking of Poppert, everyone loves him. He's very popular.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, good lord.
Right. Everyone has been agreeing that Poppert's reveal in this movie and his character in general is very well executed. And I would have to agree at that as well.
Yeah.
It makes sense because of him being the outcast in the family. The family itself has this much power, but he seems to still be an outcast within his own family. So out of pure desperation, he tags along with this because he feels like that's the only way he can be good in his family's eyes.
Right.
He doesn't even... I mean, yeah, he has like a bit of like angst to him after he's revealed, but he's like, he stabs Judy in the neck with the poison, and he's like, I'm sorry, you should know this about me, He's like kind of hesitant. He's still kind of like,
he's still very awkward.
Yeah, he's very awkward about it, and that's what I like. He didn't immediately start smirking and be like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to reveal my plan now.
Right.
He wasn't really like that. And I love that once everything started falling apart, he then just kind of went bonkers.
Yeah. I'm guessing like this was kind of a situation where he was like, yes, now my family's finally going to accept me as their own. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he didn't immediately snap, which I love because it's a slow build-up.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, again. It was all very tightly written. That's what I love most about it. The entire thing was very tightly put together.
Right. Which honestly kind of makes me wonder, because when we talked about Zootopia 3, you brought up the whole owl thing. I was like, maybe they could make an owl a villain of the third movie and stuff like that. Do you think it would be possible, actually, that the villains are still the lynxes and pawbirds? Do you think that would still be kind of like, or would you think? Do you
No,
think like
because for that to happen.
Go ahead.
No, I don't think so, because they're arrested. Huh?
Oh, I think we're totally delayed, I think.
How delayed?
Well, while I was speaking, like, the audio kind of went, like, it was kind of, like, cutting up and stuff. And so, yeah, it sounds okay. I mean, you sound good. I'm just not sure if you were possibly delayed or not. I don't know. I can tell.
Damn.
No, I think.
Should we ask chat for guidance?
No, I think you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, because right now I'm only hearing your voice. I have my headphones connected to the call. I don't have the headphones connected to the stream, so I can't tell.
Okay, got it. But yeah, we were talking about like what were you saying about like why it wouldn't work if like Pawbird and the family were still like the villains of the third movie?
Oh, because like I said, they were arrested at the end of the second movie. Bellwether is still at the jail at the end of the second movie. She does break out briefly, but at the very end they bring her right back.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that yeah, that's true. The one thing you can argue though is that the Pawbird family, they're ultra rich. So if they wanted to, they probably could bail themselves out. Maybe. That,
and maybe they have other connections to other people that can take the job for them on the side. Someone they trust or whatever. That's my only guess.
Yeah. I would wonder though, right? Like with Pawbird. Because again, this is only hypothetical. Like none of this could happen, right? We don't know if there is going to be another villain in Zootopia 3 or if it's just going to be them. We have no idea. Now, with Pawbird, would you say it would even remotely be possible? Like, say him, wanting to fit in with his family and take over and do all this stuff. Do you think it would be remotely possible that he would have, like, a character arc in the third movie? And, even though this was what he wanted, but it's like, is that truly who he is? Or is that who he wants to be? Because, I mean, technically, in a way, he's doing this to be accepted in his family, but is that truly him? You know what I mean? I think that is a question we could ask, in a way,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's an interesting thing they could explore if they wanted to dwell on his character further, or just make him just another throwaway villain or character that can't be redeemed. I have faith in the writing staff, though, because these two directors, they've made great Disney films so far, so I'd rather them do that than bring them back in the third movie as a gag. I like what they did with Bellwether, where they didn't bring her back into the main plot, but made her as a gag, something that you can make fun of. They did the Silence of the Lambs parody, and they made her semi-escape at the end.
Right.
I wouldn't want them to do that again for the third, just making them jokes. If anything, I kind of like that direction of what you mentioned, to maybe do something. Not make it a subplot or integrate it into the main plot of the film, but maybe like a scene or two that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
the interesting thing is, though, with Pawbird, it has nothing to do with the movie, but it has something to do with a promotional material, and I'm sure you've seen it. So it's the one where for me, it's just very interesting because you have like this promotional material where Judy is hugging Nick, and then I think Gary comes in, then Nibbles comes in, and some of the other characters come in, but also Pawbird is there, just hugging tightly on Nick, and it looks like he's really enjoying that hug with Nick, and it's kind of like, but wait a minute, he's the villain. Mm-hmm. Why is he doing this? It's kind of like, what? I mean, it was a little confusing to me. I mean, obviously, for people who haven't seen the movie, they're going to think that he's the good guy, so that makes sense. As somebody who has seen the movie, it's kind of like, why exactly is he hugging on them like that, as if he's part of the family? And everybody is, especially with Gary being there at the end and Nibbles and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost like a plot twist. Like they're just all actors in the play. That's just them hugging each other at the end of the show.
Right. But yeah, it would be interesting. And granted, I'm not even mentioning like, oh, what if Halbert were to redeem himself in the third movie if that were to be a thing? I'm not mentioning that because of how much people like him, but it's just because of the character himself, you know, like because especially considering you had that moment with Judy where she says you don't have to be like them, you can be different, and then he says, I don't want to be different.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How true is that? You know, like,
yeah,
I don't know,
mm-hmm.
because again, he is kind of doing this to be accepted by the family. So how much of that is truly I just want to be accepted by the family and not, oh, I actually want to do this because I hate Zootopia and I hate or not hate Zootopia, but I hate the reptiles and this and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
I don't know. Or was there going to be, like, a memorial home or, like, something for Paulbert in this deal? If he were to help them out or something. Like, I don't know.
True. Yeah. There's so much to take away from it. I just can't wait to see it again, honestly. I need that 4K immediately.
Same. Oh, boy, there it goes. What else do we want to discuss when it comes to Zootopia 2? Well, I guess we could discuss Nick and Judy in this movie.
Yeah, no, their dynamic in here was something that was of great discussion for many people because it seemed as though they're taking them in a more different direction where they cannot work with each other because of their ideals and everything.
Right.
And the way that they went about it in this movie was really interesting to see. And I love what they did in here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because that was like the biggest thing that I was very interested in when it came to this movie. A lot of people were, of course, interested in, well, is Nick and Judy going to get together, or are they going to become a couple and blah, blah, blah. Like, some people were comparing it to Bad Guys, where, spoiler alert, Mr. Wolf and Diane get together, you know? Like, they kiss each other. That was spoiled for me, so screw it. But, yeah, people were kind of wondering, well, is Disney gonna do the same thing? And, yeah, they didn't, but that was not, like, a big deal for me, you know what I mean? Like, the big thing for me was, well, what exactly is it about each other that is so different that they have such a problem working together? Like, what's not fully, you know, what's the issues that are brought in? And I think the main issues really is honestly just their worldview, because Judy, right, of course, for her, like, her whole thing is she wants to change the world and she wants to help out everybody. And Nick, well, he doesn't necessarily care about that. If anything, who he wants to protect the most is Judy. And he knows throughout this whole mission that they're going on that there's a possibility that she may not make it out alive. And that's the biggest thing that he wants to protect her from, especially since she kind of jumps into a lot of these situations, a lot of, you know, these things, not thinking about how dangerous they are. And he's always, you know, kind of like protecting her, kind of like, say, when she jumps into that tube where they specifically say, land mammals should not jump into those tubes, you're not going to make it. Because those tubes it's a bunch of water and everything. She's going all the way forward, and he knows that they're screwed, and he's looking for ways to get out, and also noticing that Judy is almost passing out, and so for him, he's protecting her, which is exactly why when the idea of them, you know, kind of going under a different identity and just living in a different city, undercover, well, not undercover, but, you know, kind of like in the witness protection program, I guess. That's what he wanted. He didn't want to be a part of this. He's like, hey, listen, none of this is my problem. I just want to just have a good life, relax, and just call it a day. Spend time with me and you, we do nothing, and it's all good.
Right.
And so that was kind of the main conflict, really, when it came to
Mhm.
those two, which kind of probably maybe not also led to Judy's decision to not necessarily go back and save him, maybe.
True. Yeah, because in a way, maybe she felt as though he was holding her back at that moment, which also adds layers too, because she can have two ways of thinking: something
Right.
that's more reckless or something that's more protective.
Right.
Hmm.
And I can imagine, like, in that, well, to talk about, like, Nick, right? Like, that was, you know, what one of the things that the director has mentioned, you know, throughout, like, the promotion and everything. Well, when he was talking, like, on Twitter and stuff, he was talking about how, like, we were going to see Nick actually open up. And we've talked about this together. I kind of called it that Nick truly didn't really want anything to happen to Judy because of how much he really cares about Judy and how much she means to him. You know what I mean? And so, like, I kind of figured, like, that was one of the reasons as to why, like, he definitely didn't want to be a part of this journey and everything like that. Like, because obviously in the promos you see how much he's trying to protect her. And so, it's because you know, like, obviously, if it wasn't for Judy in the first movie, where would he be right now? Probably still doing the same stuff, but he probably could have been caught by another police officer, and then who knows? Maybe he would have been in jail, right? And she was
Right.
the only one that kind of really saw potential in him, and I think, like, that was something that he really, really appreciated. Like, she has done a whole lot for him to, like, really enrich his life. And so, of course, he cares so much about that. And we see him open up, not just, like, you know, on that bridge scene, but also, like, when him and Nibbles are in jail, we see him open up about, like, how much he cares about Judy and how much he, you know, like, really doesn't want to lose her.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that part. That's true.
Yeah.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, there's definitely a lot to take away from that.
There is, yeah.
I think we should move on from it, though, because everyone in the chat seems to be talking about other movies that we should probably mention.
Other movies I most likely didn't see. So.
Well, no, it's movies to be coming soon, such as Hoppers.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't care about Hoppers anymore.
I'm still wanting to see it for sure, but my optimism for it has gone down a little bit more, only because I don't want to call the movie out. I don't, because that's early judging, and I'm not that type of person for the most part, but the way I see the plot being structured, especially in the second trailer, it's giving off more of that, you know, tropey, liar revealed plot that I just really am not messing with anymore.
Yep.
And I just really hope they don't go in that direction. I'm telling you, because it looks like it's going right into that.
I think it's definitely going to. What I didn't like, honestly, was they didn't really... The thing is, they didn't really show this in the trailer, and I'm not really sure how they're going to even cover it in the movie. But when they... When it came to, like, oh, the humans keep taking your land away. We can't let them do that anymore. We need to fight back. It's like... How exactly did that conversation come up? They didn't show that in the trailer. They didn't show they didn't really show, like, oh, the animal's habitat is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and they all have to adapt, and they're all upset that they're, you know, we haven't really seen that. Maybe they do show it in the movie, but just in this trailer that we get, they don't really show that. So,
which is why I'm saying that my optimism isn't completely gone, because maybe it's just the way the trailer is being presented. Maybe it'll make more sense in the context of the film. Maybe she does reveal to them early on that she's not really an animal or whatever, you know. It's just that they don't show that in the trailer for a specific reason. I don't know.
It's possible, yeah.
But my optimism definitely went down.
Yeah, but when I saw that that's what they were doing, I was kind of like, oh boy, I already kind of know where this is going to go. I'm already losing interest. You know,
yeah.
Like, I think it's clear. It's very quick, like, movies, like, it's very easy for me to lose interest in films. You know, like it's just very easy. Like, you just show me a trailer, and if there's something that either seems kind of predictable to me, maybe, or something that I'm kind of like about, I'm already kind of like, oh dear, I don't know if I'm interested anymore. You know, like, sure, I probably shouldn't do that because I'm not getting the full story of these films, I know, but like that's kind of just how I've been wired the past several years. So, you know.
Well, that leads us to the second movie to be discussed, because there are people also mentioning it in the chat. For the most part, Goat.
Oh yeah.
we got Goat.
Goat. You know, the first teaser when I first saw it, like when it came out a few months ago or a couple of months ago, it looked fine to me. You know, like I was like, okay, doesn't seem like it's gonna be terrible, but
It's Utopia and the Spider-Verse style, because it's literally made by the Spider-Verse people.
Yeah. But then the recent trailer came out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I already. it was a couple of things. One, the rhino farting into her father's mouth. That was gross. I hate that kind of humor. I'm sorry, I don't like that humor in movies or in shows. I just don't like it. So there's that.
And even getting past that, it's the main concept in itself, being the small guy.
Yes.
Right.
Like, I mean, I understand why they do these kind of stories, but I've seen it like a million times right now. So for me, it's like I have no interest. Oh, he's a small goat. He's never going to make it into the big leagues of basketball. And it's like, oh, I already know this story. Like,
yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. I think what's carrying that movie is its strong visual and character design. That's pretty much what I see that's mainly going for it. Otherwise, it would be yet another paint by the numbers talking animated movie. Right. But everyone is really excited about it because of its style, because of the reputation that Spider-Verse has gained. But as in terms of the plot and what the style of writing it's going for, it's just not winning me over, really.
Yeah.
I'm still going to end up watching it just to see it, but I'm not really that excited for it at the same time, you know?
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. So that's two. That's two out of... You know, 2026 is already looking a little off when it comes to that. Here, I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm actually kind of looking forward to Toy Story 5. I
don't care about Toy Story 5.
I know. I'm just saying, I'm curious to see what they decide to go for when it comes with it. But I completely understand if everyone is going to pretty much be on the hating train for it, because it does feel like the most unnecessary sequel so far.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they just ended it in the third film. The fourth one was unnecessary, and so is this one. You know, like it would have been better if they turned Toy Story into like a series or something. Even though I'm not sure if that would have fully worked. I mean, I guess it's an interesting concept, you know, where the toys are feeling threatened by this tablet because kids are into tablets, and you know they're not really playing with toys like that anymore.
It is so evident. It is so real because I see my nieces and nephew. I see my cousins, my little cousins. They're all on tablets.
Yep.
And phones.
I got my cousin who has two. I think she had a second baby, which I haven't seen yet, and I don't remember if it's a boy or a girl or not. But I think it's 2 girls that she has now. But I've seen her oldest child, and when I would hang out at their house for like, you know, family stuff or Thanksgiving or whatever, she would mainly kind of just be on her tablet or watching TV, and it would either be Cocomelon or Bluey or whatever other stuff that she would find on YouTube, you know? And so that's a majority of what a lot of kids are watching right now, and that's what they're doing. Like, even at like Disneyland when I go, there's like, it's kind of rare, but I'll see kids, there'll be like a show that's going on, right? Like maybe a band's performing or a parade is performing, and a majority of kids are like paying attention to it, and they're excited to see Mickey and Santa and Pluto and all these other characters that they see. But then you'll have like a couple of them where they're just completely glued into their tablets, which is like, I really hope that the parents didn't spend too much money on their tickets. because that was a waste of money if they're just on their tablet the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, if
that's
I was
true.
a parent and I saw that, I'd be like, I'm not paying $200 for them to go if they're going to be on the tablet the whole time.
Mhm.
You know, so, because that's a waste of money. But yeah, but like, I am kind of curious as to how they tackle that in the 5th movie, especially at the very least when it comes to what exactly would the message be. Like, because it would be like, would you see Bonnie, who's been like, what, 6 years old for the past several years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
like, really, when you think about it, you know, like, Andy's aged, but she hasn't, which is hilarious to me. But like, I do wonder, like, would you see a scenario where, like, Bonnie does start playing with the tablet way more than the toys, and maybe I might be spoiling the movie for you already, I don't know, but, like, maybe the parents are like, well, she's not playing with the toys anymore, let's give them away or throw them away in the trash, and of course they're gonna try to fight back and be like, no, let's try to have her play with us again, and da-da-da-da-da, and then there's going to be a subplot where Buzz Lightyear and all of his other toys are going to be evil again, which is like, oh, great, amazing, can't wait to see that. But I wonder if, like, the ending of the movie, are we going to see a situation where it's going to be a mix, where she does play with toys, but she also plays with tablet, you know, like, or maybe there's like a, like, I don't know, I'm not sure how they would technically do that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not
See, that in itself, yeah, that in itself is already making me interested to see it. Now I'm like, okay, so how are they exactly going to go through with this? What is the conflict? What is the resolution? How are they going to end up by the end of this one? You know, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Is it unnecessary? Yeah, I'd say so, but I don't want to be one of those people that just hate on it just to hate on it. You know, giving it a 0 out of 10 just because of that reason alone, that it's unnecessary. I still want to give it a chance. I like the Toy Story 4. I actually thought it was pretty good. I had no problems with it, really.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, it's just like, I'm kind of just tired of the franchise. I love the first movie and the second movie, and I like the third movie as well. But, like, I don't know. For me, it's just kind of like, can we just do something else, please? It's kind of like The Incredibles, where we're getting a third movie, and it's like, oh, come on, we don't need a third Incredibles. Like, enough. But
if anything, for the third Incredibles, they could be another attempt to make something in the franchise that's a little bit more exciting, because a lot of people didn't like the second one as much as the first, not nearly as much as the first,
yeah.
And that was all because of the villain herself. Maybe with the third, this can be another way of, okay, let's do a more solid sequel that can be more satisfying to the fans.
I would hope so. I would definitely hope that that's something they would do.
The problem is that it's not directed by Brad Bird this time around, so that's already kind of like, okay.
Wait, it's not?
I believe it isn't. That's one of the few things I've heard about it.
Oh, God.
Let
If
me
that's
see.
the case, it's a failure from the start.
Give me a second. Let me see here. Just want to confirm.
The
Just
real
typing
thing
it right now.
The real thing for me when it comes to Toy Story 5 is, how are they going to explain that Woody is back at Bonnie's house? That's my biggest explanation I need. Because
people were taking the teaser too literally, though. The teaser is just a teaser, you know? They're just showing you what the plot will be, but that's not necessarily how the characters are going to be acting and reacting in said film. The fact that they threw Woody in there is just to give the audience a little, hey, Woody's back, by the way. Not that he's already there to begin with, you know? A lot of people were misconfused by that.
Yeah, I guess.
But at the same time, the question still stands. That's true. Why is Woody back? The whole point of the end of 4 was that he stays with Bo Peep at the circus or whatnot. So why all of a sudden is he now back with them?
And also, like, how exactly would he even make his way back to their home? Because isn't that fairly away from their house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how would he? Because they can't just contact him either. Like, that just wouldn't be able to happen. So
I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, obviously we know he's going to be in the 5th movie, so.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what the teaser was alluding to. And I just confirmed, by the way, Brad Bird is not directing The Incredibles 3, but he is writing and producing.
Okay, so it could still possibly.
But then I see who is directing it.
Uh-oh. Who's
the guy
directing it?
The guy who directed Elemental.
Oh God. For you, I already know you're not happy about that.
Hey, listen. I'm willing on giving him a second chance. Let's see what he can do.
Okay.
Remember, Brad Bird is writing and producing. It's not all solo someone else. So, let's see.
That's true.
But,
that's true.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a... So...
Oh man, because you didn't like Elemental.
I didn't hate it, but yeah, it definitely lost its potential. It could have been something a lot tighter, a lot better executed.
I remember there was a review. I think it was a couple of no, it might have been one review I was watching, and it had something to do with Amber and Wade and how she snapped at him or something. I forgot what the reasoning behind that was, but I just remember it being stupid, and I'm kind of like, why do we like her again? Why am I supposed to be rooting for her again?
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I forgot. I can't even explain it to you. I forgot most about it.
Oh man, shame.
What about speaking it's still semi-animated or so, but are you still into the whole Wiley? I said the name wrong. Coyote versus Acme thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Especially now that it is confirmed it is coming out. I mean, it's still going to be a long ass while. What was it? August 2026 or something?
I think so.
Oh my God! I mean, hey, it's better than nothing. It could have been completely left in the dust still and just completely forgotten about. But the fact that it's actually getting released, is great.
Yeah, I'm glad it's coming out because. It could have just been shelved, and we would have never have heard the light of day of this movie. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad that Catch Up Entertainment came in to save the day and is putting it in theaters. I'm glad that.
Yet again,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because Warner Brothers themselves couldn't do the damn job.
Right.
Because somehow a movie with John Cena is not profitable for them. What's...
Do you think they're? It's kind of a coincidence, but maybe it isn't. It's just a thing I'm throwing out there. Do you think Warner Brothers as a whole is so ashamed of putting out Looney Tunes products in these modern day age because of the failure of Space Jam: A New Age?
Oh, that was weird. Something happened. But say that again.
Of course, it happened to glitch up when.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell if the stream went down for a little bit. Chat, did the stream go down for a little bit? Because on my end it said it did, but it's up now, but it said it went down for a little bit, so I couldn't tell. It did. Okay.
Yep.
It did, and it looks like. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was very strange. All right. Well, either way, but what was the question that you were asking?
Well, it wasn't a question, it was just a statement, rather. I'm just saying that, do you think the reason why they're so hesitant on putting out more Looney Tunes products is because they are sort of embarrassed about the failure of Space Jam: A New Age?
It's possible.
Because critically, that thing was torn apart. And you look at the ratings, and it is... No one likes that freaking movie.
How did it even
nobody.
Do the box office?
I don't even it was released in theaters. Wasn't it still during COVID time in 2021?
Damn, I don't even remember.
A New Legacy, right. Yeah, it wasn't A New Age. A New Legacy. See, even I forgot the title. Let me...
New Legacy.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, it was released in 2021.
Right. It says box office and made $163 million on a budget of $150, but that's not really much of a success.
Great. That's definitely not.
No,
great, because half of the 150, well, the marketing budget was probably more than 150 million.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. People a movie budget 150 million. You also got to understand they got to pay more for marketing. So even if they technically make the equal amount of what their movie budget was, they still got to make back the money they had to spend on marketing.
Exactly, and the fact that it was also so critically, yeah, right, that too. And the fact that it was also, critically torn apart as well doesn't really help matters. Right. I think ever since then, they've just been more hesitant on releasing this stuff. They pushed back the day the Earth flew up. They didn't want anything to do with Coyote versus Acme anymore. They started pulling down all Looney Tune animation stuff off of HBO Max. Like,
yep.
Remember when that was like directly affected? They took down like the majority of them out of nowhere, out of the blue one day.
Yep.
It kind of feels like they were just like embarrassed by what they put out, and they were just regretting it, and they wanted to retcon the whole thing.
I think so. I mean, it's because unfortunately that's just how like stupid movie corporations work. You know what I mean? Like, a movie won't work, and then they're like, "Oh, well, people are not interested in this franchise anymore. I guess we got to get rid of it." Like, that's their level of thinking. Like, which I hate. Like, I really hate that. But
right.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that they could have seen this and they could have thought like, "Oh man, like this is Space Jams," like because I don't even remember how big like Space Jams was back in the day or how well that did, but that is a fairly well-liked movie, I would say. So they probably was expecting. Well, I don't know, but I think they were kind of expecting it to have somewhat the same status as the first movie, maybe.
Right, and they wanted to bring what was his name? LeBron James. Yeah, because Michael Jordan was big at the time, so let's bring in a new basketball player. And
right.
I don't know. I mean, I personally found it like, I wouldn't say it was great, nor would I say it was amazing at all. It was entertaining. It was really stupid. It's a really stupid movie. That's for sure. It jams its own ass up with references and pop culture references, and oh look, here comes Rick and Morty. Oh, that's crazy and quirky. Right. They just do a lot of goofy stuff. But at the time, I was becoming more of a Looney Tunes fan, so I just kind of took the silliness and the stupidity of the movie, as well as it being self-aware humor, because it is really self-aware about how stupid it is. Yeah. I just took it for what it was. I'm like, yeah, it's just Looney Tunes. It's just goofy stuff, poor acting, crazy animation, goofy antics, whatever. But people just was not really having it. They were not. They were just saying, "Oh, this is an abomination of mankind." 1 out of 10s left and right.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering if like part of it is more so like, have they even had like a good theatrical Looney Tunes movie?
Yeah, the day the Earth blew up.
I mean, well, yeah, but before that.
Before that, there wasn't too much. There was Back in Action, and that one kind of came and went, but it kind of developed more of a cult following nowadays. There are a lot of people that say, no, Back in Action was great, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really make much noise back then in 2003. I mean, I certainly didn't really hear much about it. Before that, it was Space Jam, and that was the first main theatrical Looney Tunes movie where they incorporated live-action actors with animation.
Yeah. I'm thinking, like, that could possibly be a factor as well. You know what I mean? Like, Space Jam, I don't know how well Space Jam, the first one, did. Back in Action, I also don't know how well that did. I don't even remember if that was released in theaters or not. I would think so, but I don't know. So I wonder if, like, this was kind of like with Space Jam's A New Legacy. Like, the third movie, was that kind of like, it was their kind of the straw that broke the camel's back with Warner, and they're like, I don't know, I don't think people want to see Looney Tunes in theaters anymore or something. Like, I wonder if that's kind of their level of thinking, because I'm sure they have to look back at those movies too and wonder how they did. So that's possible.
That's true. Yeah. Now, to go off of the movies for a second, I'm just going to bring this up. We are talking about Warner Brothers after all, and they do own a certain company that you love to talk about on this channel, or at least you used to.
Well, I used to. I don't care about them anymore.
Right, but did you know that apparently, I mean, I've been so out of the game for the last couple months that I didn't even know this was a thing until Tasbeth brought it up for me in chat a couple weeks ago. Apparently, Cartoon Network has been pulled off cable.
I definitely haven't heard of that. I don't think that's a thing.
I mean, for her it was.
Unless it was like, if it's Xfinity or something, because I know
something. Yeah, Xfinity. They removed Cartoon Network.
Ah, Okay.
Yeah, you literally cannot watch the channel anymore if you have Xfinity.
So, like, you can't even buy it on a package at all?
That I'm not sure about. I was just generally asking because I thought you knew about it.
I mean, well, because I remember, like, a while ago, Xfinity pulled Cartoon Network from, like, the basic package and put it on a more, like, premium package. So maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know. As far as like anything recent, I haven't heard any developments on like.
It's just funny that if what you say is true, that they put on a more premium package to where you have to pay more to access the channel. What content will we be watching on Cartoon Network that is justifying the price?
I don't, no idea. Like, cause I mean, maybe it would be for. Well, I do know that, like, I don't know if it was DirecTV or Xfinity, but I think like one of those two. You can't watch Cartoon Network on the regular cable, but you can watch Adult Swim. So like while
Which is
Cartoon
weird,
Network, it's very weird. Yeah, like Cartoon Network, you can't watch those hours, but when Adult Swim comes on, the channel becomes active or something.
The hell?
Yeah, it's very strange. I mean, like they're doing way more like investment in Adult Swim anyway, you know, because they did a terrible job remotely trying to appeal to the youth. So that's the thing I'm still kind of like, you know, beating up Warner Brothers on, because the whole thing, because if Netflix can do it, if Nickelodeon is able to do it, if even Peacock can do it, Apple TV can do it, then what stopped Warner Brothers from being able to reach the youth with their shows? Which is crazy. And like, it's hilarious because they were like, oh, well, we're going to change the name to HBO Max, from HBO Max to Max, to try to appeal more to families, and yet they didn't do any advertisement about family content being on their streaming service. They almost never did. It was only on Cartoon Network when you saw that there was advertising about like any of the like family content on their streaming, but otherwise they didn't do any of that anywhere else. It was just the main like movies and other kind of shows that would be on HBO Max, you know what I mean? And so because of that, they're like, well, we're just not gonna do kid content anymore, and it's just like, you guys are dumb. You know what I mean? It's like other companies are able to do that, but you guys weren't able to crack the code. You just couldn't do it. You're just ran by a bunch of idiots. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, they got. Here's the thing that I'm also out of the loop for. Apparently, recently they were bought by Netflix, but then now Paramount is offering a counter bid.
Yeah. See, well, nothing's set in stone yet, obviously, but.
See, that's what confused me, because I thought it was. I thought it was already confirmed that Netflix bought them.
Well, no, the thing is that Warner Brothers and Netflix already are kind of agreed to like they're agreeing to talks or like negotiations to like acquire each other, or like I think Netflix is acquiring Warner Brothers, so they're already kind of like in like talks about it and whatever. So if anything, they are going with Netflix. And now it's just a matter of, like, is that going to be approved come next year when it gets brought up to the government? Are they going to approve it, or are they going to disprove it, or whatever? That's kind of where they're at this point. But, yeah, Paramount is still trying to do as much as they can to acquire Warner Brothers. Like, they're like, yeah, even though you guys are working with Netflix right now, I think we're still the better deal, so I'm going to even raise up the bid even more, so your shareholders may have to reconsider being with Netflix now. Like, that's kind of what Paramount is doing. And twice, I think, Warner Brothers said, no, we're still with Netflix. Raise the prices all you want, we're still with Netflix. That's, I think, essentially how that's going right now. I think, like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, for me, like, with Paramount, they already merged with another company. It's like, I don't think you guys should get another one right afterwards. Like, come on. It's kind of too soon. Of course, they don't care about that. They're a corporation. They want as much as they can. They want to own as much so they can continue getting more money. But at the same time, it's kind of like, is that really going to be, I guess, is that going to be a good thing for you guys at all? Because how much in debt are you guys going to go if you were to acquire Warner Brothers? You know what I mean? And if you're going to carry on a lot of debt, that's not really going to be good for Warner Brothers that's already carrying on a lot of debt. So it's like, I don't know if that would have really been a good deal for Paramount to acquire them.
Right.
I don't even know if it would be, I don't know how Netflix is going to do with that, but Netflix, like, is pretty damn big. So, like, I think even their market share is technically bigger than what Paramount is right now. So, like, it's even, their market share is even bigger than Disney, if you can believe that. But it may, I don't know, it may be a better deal if they go with Netflix in the sense of, like, you know, the financial side of things, possibly, but who knows. Me personally, I'm fine with Paramount not getting it. I'm totally fine with that. The representatives from Discovery have openly stated they don't want to merge with Skydance. Yeah, I can believe that. Because obviously they've turned down Skydance multiple times thus far. So, yeah.
Man, how did this happen? Why is everything like this? Everything was fine.
I have no idea, dude.
Go back to 2016. Everybody doing their own thing. No one was buying anything. There was content being put out. Everything was fine.
You know,
that's just crazy. I'm like taking all this in. I don't get it.
I freaking blame streaming, honestly, if you want me to be incredibly honest. And the reason why, the numbers, yeah, but the reason why I blame streaming is because all of these companies besides Netflix have been losing money on streaming services for a while. I don't know if any of the, I don't even know if Disney Plus is profitable for Disney right now. I have no idea. Like, that was the biggest thing for a while, is that, like, Netflix has been the one. I mean, Netflix has been doing the streaming game for a very, very, very long time. Obviously, a whole lot longer than the other companies have been doing it. And so, it wouldn't shock me. It doesn't shock me at all that Netflix has been the one that's been, like, very profitable. Whereas the others, they just plainly said, oh, hey, look at how much money that Netflix is making streaming our content and all that stuff. We want a piece of that pie, so we are making our own streaming services, which they did, and they weren't really making a lot of money, which is why you started seeing some of these other streaming services trying to bundle together, because they have to try to make some money somehow, you know what I mean? And so I think that's honestly why these movie studios or entertainment studios in general have been really struggling recently, and why we're kind of in the level in the area that we're in right now, because I think streaming really has kind of screwed a lot of these companies over. That's at least my opinion. That's my opinion.
I don't know. I just can everyone stop? That's pretty much where I'm at. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, just go back to normal. Let's try to get better focus.
Yeah, like, and also another thing to kind of add on top of that as well, like, since the problem with streaming as well is that it's kind of incentivized people. At least I think it has. I think it's incentivized people to go to the movie theaters less. And so I think, like, you can still make some good money at the box office, of course, but I think because of the fact that less people are going to the movie theaters, it's caused these companies to make less and less money. You know what I mean? If you were to have way more box office hits, you know, in the movie theaters, I think they would be making way more money. Because at the end of the day, I don't think streaming makes as much money as, say, maybe cable does. Like say if you're watching a show on streaming, I don't think it generates as much money as it were if you were to watch it on television. And same with movies, right? Like, when you put a movie on streaming, I don't think it makes as much money as it would have been making if you were to put it in, like, the movie theaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what would be a good example of that? Well, definitely K-pop Demon Hunters. That's example. Something that blew up on streaming that otherwise I think would have done numbers in theaters.
Yep.
So, there's that. I guess they don't want to take the gamble anymore. They don't want to take a 50-50 risk.
They don't. I mean, honestly, recently, and I'm shocked, I'm not even sure if anyone's mentioned it in the chat, But Paramount recently, they were gonna do like a Avatar movie. I forgot what it was
Yeah,
called.
yeah, no,
And
they've mentioned it in the chat a couple times already.
okay, they have been
definitely.
mentioning. Yeah, I figured they would.
Yeah.
But yeah, like originally it was gonna be in the theaters, but now they're just putting it on Paramount Plus.
Right. I mean, I guess I'd rather that than it being straight up canceled, but that's still defeating the purpose of trying to get things back to normal. You know, you're going right back to streaming.
Right.
But I guess they want to pull in the numbers that K-pop Demon Hunters is doing. They want to do something that appeals to everyone and is a good fan base. But I don't know. It's a new age of media that I'm still not keen on 5 years in.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. I barely even watch anything on these streaming channels. Like, I'm still mainly watching stuff on TV. You know, like even if there's like a movie that went on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever, I don't always like jump at the opportunity to watch it. Like I just don't. I don't know. Like I don't want to say like, oh, I'm old school. I like watching things on I definitely don't want to say that. I'm gonna sound like my uncle, for God's sake. But yeah, like I don't know. Like streaming has definitely changed the media outscape, and I'm not sure if it's really done it for the better. You know?
Right. All right. Well, there's all that. Something that I wanted to switch topics on and discuss mainly with you. This is something that I think would be a good segue for 2026 for your channel.
Okay, sure.
You were already talking about it the stream last weekend when I had seen it, and then I let you read my review on the stream and whatnot. How about when it becomes available, your first video for a long time will be a review on Search for SquarePants?
Yeah. It's possible. It is definitely possible. Yeah, I've yet to see the movie. I honestly, just with the promos and stuff, I've been like, I don't know if I'd be interested in seeing it. I know you've seen it. What, last
Right.
week?
Yeah, last Saturday, and I only saw it because there were people saying, no, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. And I'm like, how? How could you say that after the Plankton movie, especially the Sandy movie? You know, I can't trust these style of SpongeBob movies anymore because it doesn't look any different than the Netflix movies. It looks more or less the same. That
especially
3D camcorder looking style.
Especially considering it was going to be a Netflix movie. It was going to be a Mr. Krabs spinoff movie.
Right.
And
exactly.
Yeah,
and what Abe Crack said in the chat, it was okay. It was just mid. It was like whatever. Was it better than a Plankton movie in the same movie? Yeah, I'd say so. But it's not touching a candle to the first movie. You know, not even close.
I don't think it ever can.
It can't. No, it really can't. But I am so dead curious on what you would feel about it because I know you absolutely hated the Sandy movie. You hated the Plankton thing. I can confidently tell you this movie is much better than those two. Not a whole lot, but I think you will enjoy some things about it. Maybe. Okay. I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, there's a whole big deal about the whole Ice Spice song. Yeah, it's cringy, but the thing is, I thought it was going to be more of a bigger like thing in the movie, but it only shows up towards the beginning for like 20 seconds.
Oh, like as an intro, I guess?
No, kind of. It's not even that. It's just they do play it in the end credits, but it's not like it's integrated into the movie, you know?
I see, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, there's a sense of adventure and fun that this one has that the other two lacked. Even though I still feel as though the visual style of the film still leaves a lot to be desired for the most part, it feels like the Netflix movies with a slightly bigger budget. But even then, it's not really that impressive looking for the most part.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that's holding it back, but there's a lot of things about it that's not inherently terrible. It's so middle ground.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I want you to see it and review it for the channel, you know, with the Sky Avatar and everything, because I think it would be interesting to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, I'm open to it because I am at least a little curious about it.
Just ignore the trailers because the trailers obviously make it look worse than it is.
Yeah, I'm just not planning on seeing it in theaters
Absolutely not. No. When it comes available digital, I got you a copy. Don't worry. I'll hook you up.
Okay, good.
hmm
That's the only way that I'll check that out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even care enough to wait. I watched a cam copy, some guy recording the screen, because I'm like, I'm not gonna want to. I don't care. Let me just watch this, and then I did, and then I don't know. It was just okay, I guess. I mean, maybe even
Right.
almost borderline meh, but it didn't make me mad like the Plankton movie, like with its brain rot content.
Good lord, the Plankton movie. I know there's people who like it, but I just no. I'm good. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'd rather never see that ever again.
Right.
Which is exactly why we didn't do a review of it, because I legitimately I didn't feel like it. Yeah, but also like I kind of forgot so much of the basis of that movie, and I was like, nah, I'm not watching that again. I'm good. I don't want to do that, and I don't think you wanted to do that either.
I mean, I'm down to edit it. I think it will be a funny review for sure. But in terms of watching the whole movie, no, I'm good. I'm fine. hmm
Yep.
Still better than the Sandy movie, but still.
Still better than the Sandy movie, exactly. I will agree with that, but good lord. It's like, no! Because the Sandy movie, with the freaking human actors in it, like, besides Wanda Sykes, like, the other two were just terrible.
Right.
I don't know why the acting was so bad in that movie. I just have no clue. But it was just so bad.
I think that's the point they're trying to do. They're just trying to make it tongue-in-cheek, goofy, bad on purpose. Like they're not trying to take themselves seriously. I mean, I know it doesn't really make it that much more funnier, but I think that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying not to take themselves seriously. So who cares about good acting? You know?
I guess, but
it doesn't make it funnier though.
I completely lost my mind when not only did Wanda Sykes turn into a robot, but also when she got eaten by that fish and she became a fish. That, oh my god! And I when that happened, I was like, I instantly picked up my phone and I started recording my actual reactions to that scene, and I was sending it to you because I was like, you need to see the ridiculousness of this.
Absolutely.
Oh, golly. And I did the same thing with what was the other movie I ended up watching that I sent you like clips of? I think we
it was the thing I edited into a video eventually. It was that Panda animated movie or something.
Yes. Oh my god. That was hilarious. I still remember there was like this character, and I was like, what the hell is he supposed to be? I couldn't tell if he was a horse or a mouse or what.
Right.
Like, I was like, what was that?
Right.
Oh my god. That was crazy.
Well, I just was only mentioning this because I just felt like it would be a good concept for a video to do again. Like a review of a movie that everyone wants to see your opinion on and whatnot.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Again, I would 100% be open to that.
Honestly, it really depends on how you feel about it, though, because I'm telling you right now that, it's not as bad as the Plankton movie, but I don't know. What if you watch it and you end up thinking it's just as bad? Maybe you wouldn't want to do it,
I mean, it would kind of, I guess, depend on, like... I mean, if anything, I would have to... What I didn't do with the Plankton movie was write any thoughts down while I was watching it. I think... if I were to watch the, Search for SquarePants, I probably would have to, like, write down some notes. So at the very least, like, if I'm gonna make a review of it, then I already have, like, certain key points down that I can talk about and what have you, The whole thing with the Plankton movie was that by the time I think we were going to do, like, a review or whatever, I kind of lost memory of a majority of the film. It wasn't worth it to me to sit through that again. So I think that was what it was.
I see.
Yeah. So we'll definitely see. We'll see, but that depends on when it comes out. Well, I know it comes out on digital like next month.
Yeah, January 20th. Around the same time, that's when I can acquire a copy for you. So, I guess around that time.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Yeah,
a video maybe in February. Who knows?
we'll see.
Yeah.
I think I'm running out of things to say now.
I
We've
think
been on
so.
call.
Like, yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else. I guess we could like maybe do a potential Q&A in the chat if maybe if they have any questions they want to ask, like for maybe 15 minutes. Possibly we could do that. Unless you don't
Yeah,
have any more time.
No, I mean I can go for like another 20 minutes or so.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're reaching that 2-hour mark. So.
Yeah. But everyone is just talking about SpongeBob right now, particularly ScumBob.
Yeah. What about SpongeBob? You're fired. I'm pretty sure nobody likes that episode. Yeah,
Nobody. No,
Nobody
that's one of the worst episodes of season 9.
Yep.
Because what the hell even was that? But why was that even a special? There was nothing going on in that one.
I mean, for one, they already had an episode. Well, SpongeBob wasn't fired in that episode, but it was technically the same concept. He wasn't working, and so he had to try to find something to do. What I didn't like about it was one, the amount of SpongeBob crying. Definitely didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, him just becoming a bum because he's not working. It's like, dude, pick yourself up and just freaking find another job, which he did. But what I hated that they would do is that, oh, I'm working somewhere else, but the only thing I can do is make a Krabby Patty. It's dumb. Like, you work at a taco place and somehow you make those tacos into a Krabby Patty, or you work at a ramen place and somehow you make that into a Krabby Patty. It's stupid. It's not even remotely funny. And then, of course, when he's about to, like, either go out and find another job, or he was doing, I forgot, no, what it was that, like, he was making snail food for Gary because he didn't have any more pet food for him.
Yeah, it's like they were starting to do something with that. Like, oh, this could be something, and then they just completely retcon it.
Right, and then, like, all of a sudden, everybody else was like, oh, I like what you did with our food. You made them into Krabby Patties. You gotta work with me. Oh, you gotta work for me. And then, of course, Squidward, dressed as a Krabby Patty man, comes back and brings him to the Krusty Krab. And
why?
Yeah, and it was all
why was that?
It was all for a dime or a nickel or something, and it's
like,
really?
It's just an over-flanderized exaggeration of what they decided to make Mr. Krabs' character by that point. He only cares about money. They're just doing the same thing they did in Born Again Krabs, where he took he sold SpongeBob's soul for a dime or whatever when Flying Dutchman took him away.
Yeah.
They just did that again.
At least for that one, that was a freaking, like, learning curve for him, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But here, they're like, no, let's just take that same joke and let's just make that the reason why SpongeBob is fired to begin with.
I mean, they even did it better in, I don't know what the episode was called, but it was the episode where he was on vacation, where he basically forced SpongeBob to go on vacation, and it was literally for a nickel. Like, even that was done better. He just wanted SpongeBob to go on vacation for one day. That was it, you know? Whereas in this, it's like, you're fired because I need to save 10 cents. Mm-hmm. And it's done because it's like, well, Mr. Krabs, who the hell are you going to get to cook your Krabby Patties? You
and all
can
of a sudden,
hire anyone.
I love that they are self-aware about that because Squidward asks him that. And then he's like, I was a good chef back in the Navy. All of a sudden, like, nope. So, you're just going to all of a sudden be in charge of all that? Like, who's writing this shit?
Right. Especially when it's, like, kind of known that Mr. Krabs kind of can't really cook right now anymore, you know? Like, that's been a whole thing. Mm-hmm. Remember when he tried making the appetizer?
Because he was on the SS Diarrhea.
Exactly. Oh,
I don't know.
Goodness.
Yeah, that special pissed me off, man.
Yeah, I avoid that any chance I get.
And that's the thing. I was there when it first aired. I was there. My little brother Sebastian, he was watching it, and I'm not even really paying attention to it. It was just playing in the background, and over time I keep looking at the TV, and I'm just watching these scenes happen. I'm like, is this what they're really doing for this? Yeah, and I looked at the runtime, and I'm like, yeah, this is a 22-minute episode. This is what they decided to do for a special?
Yeah.
Why?
It might be. Can we consider it the worst special?
I'd say so. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely top 3 for sure. I gotta really think about the other ones, but it's definitely the one that has the most nothing going on.
Atlantis was not good.
No, but at least there's some entertainment value for the most part. You know, there's something going on at least. But this is
Yeah.
just nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah. And Truth or Square was a really weird one.
It was, but again, you can have some entertainment value out of it because they do switch up the visual style and they do quirky, fun things. There's things that you can watch and look at, but
Yeah.
again, SpongeBob, you're fired. There's nothing going on.
I mean, you make a really good point. Because
Yeah.
like a majority of the episodes, SpongeBob is literally just doing nothing except, for lack of a better word, just being a bitch. Like, sorry, but that's what he was doing. It's just like, I hated it. Sorry, but I hated it.
What about the most recent special, the one where they integrated the Patrick's family into it, and they go back to in the old episodes?
Which one?
It's the most recent special. I forgot what it's called, but they go in this time machine, and all of a sudden they're going back to rock bottom. But Squidina is there.
Oh, you mean? Are you talking about like when they're kind of visiting like some of the older episodes?
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's what I said.
Right. I didn't.
Right.
I don't think I paid attention to any of those.
No, I mean I tried watching it, but dude, I gave up like halfway in. Not even halfway in because it's like 42 minutes long.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't give a damn about the Patrick Star characters. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Patrick's like mom or dad or Squidina, I guess, but even then I don't care that much. And the grandfather, I don't care that much. It's like, I just don't care. I know, like some people like the show. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah. I didn't really give it much of a chance to form my own opinion, but I don't know. I just don't like the overly wacky direction they went with things.
Yeah, I mean, at least a good thing we got from it was, I mean, I don't know if it's really I don't know if it was really considered part of the special. I don't think it was, but we had that episode where Sandy turns into a fish.
Mm-hmm.
At least that was an episode we got out of it, mainly because it kind of went into the style of the first season animation in certain respects.
Yeah, it was mainly just the vibe that we're trying to recapture for the most part. But that episode was so highly praised, at least. But in terms of specials, that most recent one, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You saw Big Birthday Blowout, right?
Yeah, I did.
That one, a lot of people actually like.
Yeah, it was actually a big special. Like a proper.
Because it was 20th. It was a 20th anniversary thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it was way better than what Truth or Square was. 100%. What was very interesting about it was what they decided to do was the live action segment with the actual voice actors.
That's all I've ever seen from it.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No, that's the only thing I've seen from that special. That's the clip.
I see.
Yeah, that segment has just been shared online. That's all I've ever actually seen from it. I didn't even think there was an actual episode structured around it until I saw it later on like on a ranking video.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fairly good episode. I would recommend you check it out, honestly. There is a lot of like there's some crazy things that happen in it, of course, though, but it's because I know that you don't like the very like really recent episodes of SpongeBob where it's too wacky. I don't think the birthday episode has gotten that wacky. It is wacky, but I wouldn't say it's that wacky. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Apparently, there was a more recent special that came out in November. It's centered around Pearl playing football or something.
Yep. Did I see it? No, but I've heard of it.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. It was November.
I see. Okay. I didn't even know that was a thing, nor did I know it was a special. I thought it was just like a regular episode or something.
Yeah, I thought it was a regular episode too. I didn't realize it was a special either.
Yeah, someone in the chat here mentioned it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, the live action segment from Big Birthday Blowout was actually really cool. It was. It's a lot of fun because you know you can tell like some of the voice actors. I think they were having a little bit of fun of recording that. You can
Yeah,
kind
I
of
say so.
tell. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, is there anything else that we should talk about? Because no one really asked any Q&A questions, so maybe we can save that for like another stream or something.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Oh well, actually,
Hmm?
Gato.
Yeah, Gato. Okay, that is Pixar's next movie after Hoppers and Toy Story 5. When it was first teased, people were just comparing it to Flow, an animated movie with a black cat. The thing is that now it's being advertised more as hand painted animation. So I guess they're gonna do a different visual style for it.
Yeah, I would assume so. Maybe the backgrounds would be more hand painted or something. I don't know.
I
I
feel like they're
just
gonna do an arcane thing where the whole thing looks like it's brushed and painted.
That's true.
Yeah.
They probably could. It would certainly look better than what they attempted to do with Wish. That was Disney animated, not Pixar, but still.
This like Wish just looked unfinished when it came to that. It's like they
Yeah,
were trying to they added that texture afterwards because they didn't have enough time to finish the animation.
right. It's oh my god. Ugh.
But
I think that's
ignoring
another movie that I'm
Wish,
probably never gonna watch. I don't know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
continue.
take it if you want to go to sleep, I guess. With Gato though, yeah, I would have to see more, but I think they already revealed a part of the plot already that the cat loves music, but music's forbidden. I'm like, okay, so we're doing a Little Mermaid,
Yeah.
Ariel's beginning, and what was that movie? Oh, Coco.
Yeah.
We're just doing that again. I'm like,
Yep.
okay,
It's like
I give more context at least. I want to, wait until they see for more plot details, but
I mean, yeah,
already what
it's
the
like, can we just not do that again? Like the whole
right
thing of like, music is
forbidden.
evil and forbidden and stuff. It's like, it's getting old.
Uh-huh.
It's old.
Right.
Gato looks interesting. Actually, I hope they go for a different art style, which would be interesting. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
They keep saying hand painted animation, hand painted this, and I'm thinking, okay, well, Pixar has not really done much different animation styles besides what they usually do for their films, so maybe it would be a good change of pace, but you gotta have a good story to back it up,
Yeah,
Pretty visuals isn't everything.
exactly. Agreed.
Right.
Yeah, because when they mention like hand painted, like, because we know that they're gonna do CGI for this, obviously. So again, as you said, maybe they're gonna do like kind of like similar with how what was the show that you mentioned? Arcane.
Arcane, yeah.
Arcane, yeah. That's probably what they're gonna do. Even though I wonder if there's gonna be like any, again, backgrounds at all that are gonna actually be hand painted or something.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it the whole thing like that. It can't just be the backgrounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know.
that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
right. I'm just gonna have to wait. I mean, it's gonna be a while until they start talking about it anyway, because that's like way later down the road. But
Right.
yeah,
They're already planning another animated movie for Loud House after Naughty or Nice. I can't believe that Loud House got renewed for a season 11. Because Nickelodeon barely airs it at all, and so like I was thinking it was on the way out, but it's getting a 11th season.
well, it hasn't gotten the death sentence yet.
No,
Being aired on Nicktoons, or excuse me, Nick SpongeBob.
well, it's not Nick SpongeBob anymore. It was just for the summer, but
Yeah, I know. But still, when I saw that, I was like, "What is happening?"
right.
I had to be caught up and be like, "Oh, okay. I thought they legit made the whole ass channel just SpongeBob,
Right.
like permanently."
Yeah. Actually, question: did you ever see the Netflix Fairly Odd Parents show Last Wish?
No, I haven't. I mean, I heard it has good reception, and the last half of the season, like the last 3 episodes, were like really good, and people really liked it a lot. But
Yeah.
now all of a sudden, it's like getting threatened to be canceled. But then one of the creators confirmed that they just been left on red, and that it's still up in the air if a season 2 is going to happen at all.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna get renewed. I wish they aired it at least on television. I mean, well, they did a couple of times, but they didn't do much with it. But it would be a shame if the one, like, good spinoff of Fairly Odd Parents doesn't get a second season.
I know. That'll be, like, actually really ironic.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it would still be a better fate than the other live-action spinoff.
Oh my god, and they removed the entire thing off of streaming, dude. You can't even watch it anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Like, what a fail. They just straight up deleted its existence. That is insane.
Yeah, like, no one liked it. It was god-awful. I mean, I've said a couple of good things about it, which was mainly just, like, how the actors are kind of having fun with it, and, you know, like, they're kind of decent in the show, but, like, in terms of the special effects and the characters and the writing, it was definitely awful. I mean, and I don't even know how anyone thought, like, a show like Fairly Odd Parents would lend itself to a live-action style sitcom. Never understood that, and clearly it didn't work, especially when they stupidly decided, like, hey, let's have, like, all the background shots of the show, like, you're looking out the window and you're looking into Dimsdale, be the 2D style. And it's like, what sense is that? Like, what are you guys doing?
I guess to save money on building, not to make the set look as cheap, maybe they're like, oh, let's do a clever way of making this more visually integrated into the world, but it just didn't mesh well.
It didn't. Like, nothing.
The whole show didn't mesh well.
Yeah, the whole thing. I can't believe that they made it where Vicky was a teacher in the school and she had a crush on Crocker.
Yeah, that was so out of nowhere.
Idiot thought that was a good thing to put in the show. I don't care about her being a teacher. Her having a crush on Crocker? What's wrong with you? Like, what the
just because these two characters are evil and crazy, let's put them together.
But it's creepy. Crocker has to be like, what, in his 50s? And she's in her 20s at that point. Sure, that's legal. But that's weird as hell.
Yeah, no, nothing about it worked. I remember editing that for you.
Well, you edited like 2 videos for me because I talked about it twice.
Yeah, first was you talking about it, and then you was actually reviewing it. At least a few episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Like, oh god.
I'm still baffled by how they decided to get rid of it just like that. No DVD release, no Blu-ray, no. Yeah. Let's move it to another service. Let's air it on Nickelodeon. No, just straight up forget about it. Deleted.
I think it's clear that not only did it get terrible ratings, but I don't think anyone really watched it. You know, like, I think that's probably why. Like, it had to have gotten, like, little views.
The most popular thing that it gained recognition online was the end scene of the last episode with Crocker in that jail and the horrible animation.
Oh my god.
Yeah, once that happened, that clip started being shared everywhere on Twitter, and it just blew up for all the wrong reasons. I guess they just didn't like that exposure, so that was part of why it was canceled.
Yeah. I can't understand how anyone can remotely look at those pieces of animation and say, yes, that is good enough to make the final scene of the show. Or just, that animation, let's put it out for the world to see. I have no idea how anyone is like, that's good enough. Because, my god, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was... Yeah. Oh, it was crazy. It was insane.
Alright, well, I think that's about it for me. I think I gotta get going now.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna head downstairs and make me some dinner. And the worst part was it was animated by only... Yeah, I remember that!
Oh, wow, is that the case?
It was animated by one person.
Okay, that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were definitely crunched for time. They were probably forcing him to get the production out.
Yep. Which is a shame. Again, you think Nickelodeon, a company that's worth millions of dollars, and that's what they decide to do.
See, this is exactly what part I was talking about before. Like, why are decisions like this being made? Why? Let's just go back to when things were normal, you know?
Yeah.
Channel was putting out normal, consistent content, and you know, 2020 COVID. There you go. I'm just gonna blame it on that. There you go.
I mean, the thing is, like, just very quickly, the thing is like Cartoon Network at that time, it was going to be something. You know what I mean? Like, they were literally working towards, like, bringing us so much content, like new content. You know,
Of course, yeah.
Even if they were going to be preschool shows, which that's what they were doing at the time, we were going to get a lot of stuff. And then the merger happened, and a majority of those shows were killed off. You know, and now Cartoon Network is literally just the Scooby-Doo channel. That's it. Because like even with Teen Titans Go, which also got renewed for another season, and Greg Sipes is not going to be Beast Boy anymore. They only air that like 1 hour per day, and Scooby-Doo and The Amazing World of Gumball gets way more airtime than kind of technically their only current show right now, which is, well, it's Teen Titans Go, and there's also Ianu, which is coming soon for a second season. But even then, they don't air Ianu on a regular schedule either. So, and even Valiant Prince Ivandoe, like they're going to be airing like their last episodes, and that recently just started getting advertised. I don't know.
I didn't even know that was a thing anymore. I forgot about that one.
So did I, because again, they weren't airing it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Cartoon Network, like, it's gonna be ironic for me to say this, okay? Because I've spent maybe an entire year at some point trying to tell everybody, no, it's not dead, blah blah blah. Cartoon Network's dead, bro. It is. Yeah. It's a shell of its former self. Like, and which Absolutely. Is why I don't watch them anymore. And even with, like, say, because Adventure Time side quests, I think. Again, I talked to one of the animators that worked on the previous show, who also is working on this show, and he mentioned that excuse me. He mentioned that it was going to be coming out in 2026. I guarantee you, it's probably going to go on Hulu, just like Amazing When a Gumball did. And even the same with the regular show Revival. That might also go on Hulu as well. It certainly ain't going on Cartoon Network. I can guarantee you that.
Man.
So, yeah. Like, Cartoon Network's gone, guys. Like, it may still be on air, but it's only for Adult Swim at this point. So.
They might as well just split to different channels.
They should. Honestly, they should. They're never going to, I don't think, but at this point, they might as well.
Right.
Or just, like, freaking rebrand. No, just very quick. Just rebrand and, like, instead of it being Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, just call it another channel. Or something. And just make it where, like, it's mainly Adult Swim content or something. I don't know.
They certainly have enough shows to make it work for the most part. Even if it is the majority of it just reruns, but then they would have to pay royalties and... Yeah, okay, never mind, that wouldn't work. Damn it! Oh my god.
No idea.
What a mess.
Or Cartoon just move Cartoon Network to Discovery Family Channel at this point. Because they're even airing like more. They're airing Steven Universe over there. They're airing Wee Baby Bears over there. They're even airing Bat Wheels. And
oh my god, Wee Baby Bears.
And they're forgot that show, didn't you? And they're also airing. They're also, I think they mentioned they're airing Steven Universe as well too. And recently they were also airing My Gym Partner is a Monkey as well.
That is super random. What the hell?
It's random, but yeah, like they're airing some of the older shows from Cartoon Network on that channel now. So that's becoming the new Cartoon Network at this point, for God's sake.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, we're gonna end it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
gotta take the dog out and everything.
Yeah, I'm also getting hungry too, so gotta make me some dinner. Any last words on your behalf?
Well, this is my last thing for the year. I'm still going to be producing more videos on my channel, whenever I get the chance to, of course. I don't know what my new year is going to look like for me, but I definitely have a lot of things planned that I want to do. In terms of that, I hope everyone has a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's it.
Or I hope you had a good Christmas.
I hope you had a good Christmas. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking like I was back in time or something.
Right. damn, somebody just asked you a question. I'm kind of like, it's too late.
Let me see the question.
Now,
What's the question?
The question is, I have a question for Alex. If Josh is interested in indie animation like Hazbin Hotel or Digital Circus, what about Alex? What does he think about those two shows?
Oh, okay. No, I do like the Vizzy Pop stuff. I prefer Hell of a Boss more than Has-Been. I still have to see season 2 of Has-Been. I have not seen a single episode of Amazing Digital Circus though, despite the popularity it has. Apparently, it's going to be ending in 2 more episodes coming next year or whatever. But I guess I'll just wait until it's done and then I see what the fuss is about, because I have no idea what the show is about besides the pictures and the clips I have seen on Twitter. You know.
Yeah.
But I do respect it for the most part, you know. I know you yourself doesn't necessarily care about it, but yeah, I do like a lot about it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I just don't care about those things. I don't know. I think for me, it's kind of like I look at some of these shows and I see the writing, and it's kind of like it is not my style whatsoever. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's it's always going to be criticized on Twitter.
Yeah,
I totally understand what you're saying.
I feel like sometimes these shows, when they're like these web series, they try, like, because it's on the internet, they want to be as edgy as possible, and it's like, I'm just not into that. You know? Like, at least that's how I feel about it. So it's, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I hope all of you guys had a good Christmas this year. And I'm not sure. I doubt, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a last day of the year stream, like, because I did say I was going to, but that is kind of like 4 days away. So it's possible. It could be a short stream, and maybe I don't. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated as to whether that is something that happens. But I will definitely be trying to post more content in the new year. I would like to do one video with Alex. I'm not sure what video that will be. I may even want to possibly do a video with him on his channel, if he starts posting on his channel again at some point. But that is something that is definitely possible. I'm open to doing a video with him. We just got to figure out what video that will be.
Well, I do have my guilty topic. I do have a topic video I have in the back burner of discussing our personal guilty pleasures, movies or shows that are otherwise embarrassing to admit that we like, that otherwise have a bad critical reception. I can probably invite you to that one. Maybe you could talk about things that you like that other people don't like, if you do have any examples of such.
Yeah, possibly. I had one. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a guilty pleasure though, but like I had one show, but I was like, but no, it's a bad show. I even say it's a bad show. I watch it because it's stupid, or I'm kind of just I don't know. I don't even know if I would really consider that to be a guilty pleasure, because like it's not like I like the show. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'd have to really think about that, if that's if I even have one. I probably do. I mean, maybe if it was like episodes, possibly I might have some, but I don't know. Please don't say it's Breadwinners. Oh God, you know that's not one of them. I don't like it, nor does he. Like, absolutely not.
Hilarious.
Clarence?
No, I said hilarious.
Oh, you said hilarious. Okay.
That's someone would think that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's about it for now. I gotta go now. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching and enjoying us yap around for 2 hours. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Thank you so much for joining in on the stream. Glad to have you once again in another live stream, and hopefully we can do more live streams with Alex as well. I mean, it all really depends on his schedule and how things work out for him and stuff like that. So, yeah. But yes,
I wanted to definitely do one.
Oh yeah, of course. Like these are fun with you, because I'm actually talking with a legit friend, and you're hilarious on these calls. So.
Oh, you flatter me. You flatter me.
Do I? I don't know why the hell I did that, but okay. But anyway, that is enough for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Again, hope you guys had a good Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holiday that you celebrate. Hopefully you guys are gonna celebrate Happy New Year, and hopefully you celebrate it safely this year, and also hopefully next year is a good one. I hope so, at least in your personal lives. I hope that 2026 can get better, and a lot of good things come to you guys. So yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for joining in on the stream. We will see you guys next time. We will see you next year. I'll let you know if I have another stream coming out on Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for joining in. Remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny and I guess also a regular snail. In a regular world.
There you go.
Peace out. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. See you later.
Bye-bye. See you.